the Torah portion of Vezot Bracha, we have reached the end of the 5 books of Moses. It's hard to believe, but 5 books ago, the very first verse of the Torah, we are introduced to the ultimate hero, to Elohim, to God who created the world. The hero then becomes, or the heroines are the forefathers and the tribe of Israel, who are then given an oath, a promise that we will be taken out of Egypt and enter into the land of Israel, the land of milk and honey. And in the end of the 5 books, without a doubt, our final hero is Moshe, the greatest prophet who ever was and ever will be. If the first verse of the Bible introduces the creator of the world, the final verses of the Bible, of the Torah, are a eulogy to Moshe. Moshe is about to die, it's his final breath, but he feels a need, he must bless the Israelites. Now, this reminds us of something, right? It's his deathbed. He doesn't have to do this. He's already given us a song called Azinu. He's done us, a great debt by, being our shepherd. Why do we need this blessing on your final breath? What is going on here? Especially since it reminds us of Jacob, right? Jacob, at the end of Bereshit, Genesis, we're in Egypt on his deathbed. He also supposedly gives us a blessing. So if we got that blessing, and Jacob, who didn't die, as we know from the sages, right, his words are eternal, if we were given this supposed blessing by Jacob, then why do we need now Moshe on his deathbed to also give us a blessing? Are they competing? What's going on? If we compare the two, and by the way, we need to compare the two because I think the most powerful verse in this week's Torah portion is, I think it's beautiful, Torah tzivalanu Moshe morasha kilat Yaakov. This is the Torah, these are the words which we have been obligated by Moshe. This is the tradition of the community of Jacob, right? Moshe is binding himself together in this strong, long tradition since the forefathers, given by God. So what is the difference? Jacob on his deathbed, if we remember, it wasn't really a blessing what he told the tribes. In fact, Jacob tells his children, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you in the days to come, B'achrit hayamim. But he doesn't even do that because he talks about their past, right? He tells each and every one of their children about their characteristics. If you like what Jacob's doing on his deathbed, is he is telling each and every one of us, based on what I've seen from your behavior, this is what's going to happen to you. Jacob's outlook is through the past to the future. Moshe is a completion of Jacob's words. Moshe is doing the exact opposite. Moshe is giving us a blessing. But what is Moshe's outlook? When Hashem let Moshe see the land of Israel, he also saw the future of everything. And in the future of everything, he's inspired. He sees what is going to happen to each and every one of us, what has happened to the Israelites. Based on what Moshe's outlook is the future, right? Like Back to the Future. Once he has seen what will happen, he is now coming back and giving us a blessing, an inspiration, strength, so that we may fulfill ourselves. So if what Jacob gave us was a warning, knowing what the things we need to improve in order for not to have a future downfall, Moshe is looking at the future. We don't know what it is. Only Moshe knows, as he was the greatest prophet ever, as this eulogy tells us at the end. And he says, based on what I've seen, here is a blessing for you. Carry this blessing, be inspired by this blessing to not only fulfill each and every one of yourselves, but the place of the Jewish people in the history of the world. These are the 5 books of Moses. These are the last words of Moshe, the greatest prophet, we are told by the Bible, who ever lived. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, and when we see each other next year, next round.